Hi, my name's Russell Pearson. Welcome back for another Rusty production. Today we're going to be doing some woodwork. So I'm in the middle of actually trying something new, as I do in just about every single one of these videos. I'm going to make myself a hatchet, and I'm going to be making that hatchet out of a railway spike, and you'll catch that either on a video that's just been loaded or one that's just about to be loaded. But in preparation for making that hatchet, I'm also going to be making the handle. You know that I'm a novice when it comes to blacksmithing. The same thing is the case when it comes to woodwork. So I haven't actually done anything as far as shaping a handle before. So we're going to give it a try. Rather than start from just a fresh piece of wood for my first one, what I've done is I've got some old wooden stock that I was going to be throwing out. In fact, it was like an umbrella, a wooden umbrella. And I decided to cut a piece off that and keep it. And so I had this lying about. This is a piece of jarrah, which I believe should be okay for an axe handle or a hatchet handle in this case. And what I'm going to be doing is, even though that's already nice and beautiful, I'm actually going to be cutting this in half and shaping it in the form of a handle that I can actually use for the hatchet. So it means it's going to move out, come back, and actually fit my hand. So let's see how we go. So how am I going to do this? Well, I'm probably going to be using some sandpaper to actually get the shape nice and smooth. But I decided I was going to go and get a rasp. So I went looking at some trash and treasures and tried to find something that was of decent quality. Couldn't find anything there today. So I just went to the local $2 shop and picked up this nice piece of rubbish, basically. But it's a cheap rasp. Well, I haven't tried this before, so I don't know whether it's going to be a good tool or not, but I'm not going to blame my tool. I'm just going to try this out and see how it goes. It's got some fairly decent teeth, so I believe I'm just going to be careful about how much material that I remove before we start getting into sandpapering. And what's interesting about this is it was at the $2 shop, yet it was $3.50. That doesn't make sense at all, but we're going to be using this and seeing how we go. Alright, so we've flattened out the sides, which is what I was aiming to do, and that feels a lot better, but it's still very thick for the head of the hatchet that I'm going to be creating, because it's going to be a fairly small one. But I still wanted to have some weight. So the other designs that I've seen around hatchet handles tend to have them coming forward in the front and then back in the back, so that you've actually got a nice hand grip. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take some material out from the back here, and I'm going to take some material out from the front there, and then we can start sanding back then and actually creating the final shape. So I'll remove the materials and then I'll come back. So you can see I've been basically creating a bit of a shape around the top because that's where the axe head's going to go on top of. I don't want to work it too much just yet because I haven't finished the axe head, and I'll make sure that the hole and the head can actually work together because they are a custom piece. So I'll probably reduce a little bit more material here once we've actually made the hatchet head, and I might shape the hole as well when I'm drifting, just to make it more like this. So nearly there. I'm going to bring a bit of sandpaper out in a minute. This is 120, and I've got a higher grade as well. So we'll clean it up, and we won't put linseed oil on just yet. We'll do that actually once I've got the I keep wanting to say hammerhead. But once I've got the axe head sorted. There's the basic shape of it. It's about what I'm after. That's where I'm going to be holding it. A little bit fatter at the end for my hand grip, and a little bit thinner at the top here, which is where we're going to finalize, I guess, our wooden tang that's going into the axe head. So I'll just get a smaller grit or a higher grit sandpaper so I can finish this off, and I think we'll be done for the day. So I just came up from 120 grit, and I'm going to go to 240. Probably could take it a bit slower than that, but that's as high as I'm going to do, and I don't have a lot of sandpaper, so I think this should be fine for our purposes. It might even be too fine really for what it is. Once I oil it and get my hands on it for a bit, it's going to smooth out just the way I want. So that's just about done for now. What's interesting about this process is that as I get to the higher grit sandpaper, that's when I start to notice all these blemishes that have been created from the rasp. So I think next time I would be a little bit more careful, or I guess work up through those sandpapers a little bit more. But for the time being, I might give this a final once over once the head's on, but that'll do for now. So that'll be it for this video. We've created a hatchet handle of some description. Whether it's good, that is yet to be seen. But if you want to see how the hatchet finishes up, please subscribe, and then you can follow along on these novice adventures of me making all sorts of mistakes and slowly getting better. Until next time, thanks so much for watching.